Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest and greatest episode of the Lowbot Podcast. I'm Tyler.
Josh.
And we are back at the Thunderdome.
Once again, music to my ears, man. It's been a while since I said that. I remember when you used to hit me with the crack den, I would say music to my ears sometimes.
I miss the crack den. Should we start calling this place the crack den?
I mean, I could get some crack.
There doesn't need to be crack for it to be a crack den. I feel like I'm just going to do the old intro.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
I miss it. Next week. Not next week.
Thunderdome
Not next week.
Oh, you're not here next week?
I'm not here next week. I'm going away on a holiday next week. So there'll be no, just letting you know now, there'll be no episode next week.
I have asked our dear friend Adam, who's been on the podcast a few times. He has straight up ignored me.
Unless, right, you could do a solo episode.
What, with me just on the couch?
You sitting in front of the camera.
Yeah?
Like it's one of those YouTube
Just slab squatting?
No. Like it's one of the YouTube apology videos. And it's just up on your face and you look real emotional. Like you just cut a bunch of onions and you're like, basketball.
Could just do a cooking episode.
Yeah, do a cooking episode.
Yeah.
There might be a cooking video. There won't be.
Look, I'm gonna be serious though. To everyone listening, I've already told you about it. Spinach and chicken mince lasagna is one of the best things I've ever had.
We might hear about this later.
Look, I'll be bringing this up until the day I die.
Okay.
That was some of the best food I've ever had.
Just a quick heads up, there'll be no episode next week as I won't be here.
Unless I can get Adam on. So
Unless you can get Adam on. If so, I'd love to watch that episode.
yes, yeah. Adam, I miss you dearly on the podcast. It's been fun.
And also on the next episode, Adam, come back. Come back, brother.
We made room for a deck chair for you. Loads of room, man.
I forgot what I was saying now.
I don't know, but
I'm
you
going
owe
to do
me...
the old intro. I'm going to do the crack den intro.
Yeah, and you owe me an apology. I would very much like an apology.
For my sources? I'm blaming Woj and Shams.
What do you mean? Woj and Shams didn't tweet about such trades.
Until the last moment, LaMarcus Aldridge was going to Miami.
Okay, yep. Where are those sources? Bring them up.
The internet.
The
internet.
Some dude named Duncan from Twitter.
Yeah. I wonder which Duncan.
Fuck, why'd I use the name Duncan? So for those that are unaware, is last week we did a trade deadline episode called NBA Trade Deadline Bonanza. And
Bonanza?
Bonanza?
I say Bonanza. You could say Bonanza.
Thank you. I like the freedom to speak as I wish.
Say bananas or bananas? I say bananas.
Bananas.
But I say bananas.
Do you say tomato or tomato?
Tomato.
It's tomato. It's
episode last week. We got some wrong info.
You got some wrong info. So we were even going through the trade tracker. We got onto the Miami Heat.
Yeah.
And you said Victor Oladipo was traded there.
Yeah, which is correct.
LaMarcus Aldridge was going to Miami, and we spent probably a good couple minutes talking about LaMarcus Aldridge.
He had pen almost at the paper. And then he signed the Brooklyn one.
Sources?
He was so up until that point, up until he signed for Brooklyn, he was so close to going to Miami. Yeah. And I thought it's a done deal.
Like that moment where Trump was signing paperwork, but he signed it incorrectly, and everyone was just like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that.
Yep.
LMA signed the wrong paperwork.
Yep. That's what Pat Riley saw it, and he's just like, "Fuck me." Off to Brooklyn he goes, I guess.
Maybe he's not good for here. Maybe it's good he goes.
Yeah. So, apology.
I don't know. Apologies.
There we go.
To the fans, the only person I'm apologizing.
We should have known because it wasn't on the trade tracker at all.
Yeah. Because it was rumors, and it was heavy rumors. And I saw a thing. LaMarcus Aldridge, just before the deadline, extremely likely to sign with Miami moments before deadline.
It's wild because it was a perfect fit in Miami. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah, like Brooklyn needed another fucking 10-point per game scorer.
Oh my God, another one. Another consistent scorer. We were talking about how great and consistent LaMarcus Aldridge is. Oh, yeah. And Brooklyn get yet another piece to help their offense.
And yet another one.
And a proper big man.
Another vet.
It's just insane. It's insane.
We won't spend too long talking about Brooklyn. We'll talk about LMA's debut there, but we won't spend too long sucking off Brooklyn today because
they do that themselves.
Everywhere I go on the internet, it's just like, wow, Brooklyn are ridiculous. Look at this Brooklyn team. And they're right, but we don't need to regurgitate that. You know what I mean?
No. I don't want to talk about Brooklyn very, very much.
We do it. We've done it every other week because that's another news about who's back. Here's who they're getting.
Yeah, every week there's been some kind of move.
Yeah.
For them, it's wild.
Just wait till fucking Dinwiddie instant heals. He eats a fucking sensu bean and heals up.
I miss you, Dinwiddie.
But can you imagine that if this team also had Spencer Dinwiddie?
Yeah, that'd be good. They need someone at that position, so... Look, it could happen. Like you said, S2E05 is not out of the realm of possibility with what's going on this season.
You're right. You're right. Yeah.
But LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
How do you feel about
one of
his
the
debut?
debuts this week? He did all right. You know, he's a vet. He doesn't really make wrong moves. He sets all right screens. He can stretch from three now. Like he
feels rejuvenated.
Yeah, a little
like
bit.
Now guaranteed to be playing in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
After
and he
missing
doesn't
last
have
year
to kill himself. He doesn't have to play 25 minutes. He just play like 15 minutes.
He's not that second option anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
He is a
like,
seventh?
Yeah, seventh.
Something like that.
But he's also like 37. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's 35, I think.
He's old.
He's old. He's been around for ages. He came out. He isn't like the 2005 or draft.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something?
He came out over
long
a decade
time ago.
like
and it's
ages.
weird you compare him to Bron, and Bron's still the best player in the world.
Yeah.
But like LaMarcus Aldridge has been doing it for a long time. He's one of the most consistent scorers in the past 20 years.
Oh yeah. It goes overlooked with Aldridge. Like I said, this will probably be the last we touch on him for a bit.
Yeah.
But he is one of the best scorers we've ever seen. I think there was last year when we were doing season 1 of the pod, there was a little bit where LaMarcus Aldridge made history as one of the best scorers of all time, like in terms of total points scored.
Yeah.
It's because he doesn't have crazy 40-point games, but every year, like Tim Duncan, is just 20, 25 points per game.
2010, 2010, 2010.
It's just insane.
He doesn't take bad shots. He takes his shot.
Yep. Takes your shots, he's
And that's
comfortable.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Like he doesn't take bad shots. That's a vet move. And look, Brooklyn will just another vet on the roster just taking their shots.
It's not Andre Drummond, that's for sure.
So
Shooting weird
did you
threes.
watch Andre Drummond's debut?
I know I didn't watch it because I was at work at the time, but I did see that he lost a toenail.
Yeah, he had a toe injury.
So he's out for a little bit.
That sucks. That's a
Yeah,
weird
that's-
freak injury.
Weird freak injury, super, super painful. I hope he gets better. You know,
He will.
obviously I don't wish harm on anyone. But it's weird having 2 ADs on the team, as the fan base says.
Oh,
Anthony
I
Davis
thought you
and
meant
Andre
like the skill set.
No, not God, no, not even close.
But yeah.
But we did need a big man. Like
Yeah.
Marc Gasol is not providing.
No.
He's just not. Andre Drummond, at least I know, is still young enough to be fresh on offense and defense.
Yeah.
He did come out and say that he expects to get his offensive touches down low that he was getting beforehand.
That's fair.
And I think he followed it up with while AD and Bron are gone.
Yep.
Which I respect. It's just hopefully it stays that way.
He's aware of his role in the team in theory.
It's in theory.
We'll see when it comes
just-
to that point.
We've seen Andre Drummond offensively and it ain't pretty.
Yeah, nah.
So
If he gets like, 4 dunks a game, perfect. 4 dunks, 10 rebounds.
yeah. You
Your
can have
job's
a
done.
missed post hook or whatever.
Yeah.
Just a one or
He's got
two.
a baby
That's all right.
floater.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so far it's all right. It's a shame that we just got him and he's out
Yeah.
for the toe thing. But we desperately needed it. I'm sad that we let JaVale McGee and what's his name, Dwight Howard go.
Yeah.
You know, we
I'm
just
happy
need
you
rim
let
protectors
JaVale
and
McGee
rebounders.
go.
Yeah, I bet you are.
He's back home, baby.
To be fair, our fan bases really appreciate JaVale McGee.
Yeah.
Yep, which I appreciate. He gets a lot of slander. I don't think he deserves it.
Yeah, we went over this, I think,
Yeah,
towards the
I'm
end
not going
of
to do a
season
JaVale McGee segment as much as I would love to. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I don't know when AD is coming back. I don't know when Bron's coming back.
It'll be towards playoff time for Bron. I'm going to guess AD will be back in like a month.
Yeah, how far away is playoff time? It's not long, right?
We're like 50 games in.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So we've got another like 40, 50 games in. So we're probably like 20, 30 games to
not
go.
much
Probably about
left.
a month. Maybe. Oh.
It's weird that it usually would be another 30, and that's
Yeah.
basically half this season. Yeah, that's wild.
Do you want to look up when the playoffs roughly are supposed to start?
Yeah, oh yeah, because that's still kind of up in the air with all this COVID stuff
like
going on.
all dates are tentative.
Yep.
I didn't get to watch too much basketball this week. I went out of my, because work week's been kind of all over the place, but I went out of my way to watch the LaMarcus debut and Andre Drummond debut, and then how Aaron Gordon's been in Denver.
Yep.
But yeah, I haven't watched too much other basketball this week.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a slow week. There are things I want to touch on.
Of course.
So March 25th was trade deadline. Play-in tournament is May 18th, 21st.
Okay.
That I'm excited for.
That'll be a good one.
That's going to be, I feel like when we do the episode around that day, that whole episode is just going to be
playoff day.
play-in
Well, because I
tournament.
want to do a draft episode too.
Yeah.
So
yes, that's going to be
I
exciting.
want to do that every year for viewers and listeners. Every season of the league, every season of the low block, I'm going to be doing a draft episode.
Yep. That's in draft lottery is in June 22nd.
June 22nd.
So May 18th to 21st is the play-in tournament.
Yep.
And then May 22nd is the 2021 NBA playoffs. So
Okay.
that's followed literally the next day. So that's going to be
we got
exciting.
2 months.
Yeah.
So
gonna be really, really
Bron's
fun.
got 2 months, a month and a half to heal
He'll
up.
be back before then.
Yeah, they both will be.
AD, yeah.
There's no point rushing them. You don't need the first seed.
No, we don't need it.
No.
It was funny, as soon as LeBron went out, we were obviously losing games. Our offense is atrocious without
Yeah.
the two of them. And people were saying, can you imagine being the first seed in the West and having to face 8th seed Lakers? Can you imagine?
Oh my God, tank commander Dennis Schroeder. But you're tanking for the 8.
Right? That'd be brutal.
You
I would
could really fuck with the standings.
Right?
I mean, why would you?
There's no need to. But that's just funny thing. But if we did fall to the 8th, that'll be hilarious because I would never see a first round matchup like that.
I'd love to see the memes.
Oh yeah, that'd be wild.
Dennis Schroeder on a fucking cannon. His skull.
But I have a question to start this off.
Go for it.
Who would be your player of the month? Have you thought about it at all? It's an odd one, bit specific, but I think in the West there's a
clearly
clear
have one.
standout for me. Well, I guess you can go one of two.
Who is it?
I think the fan favorite would be Jokic.
Yep.
I think he's now taken the leading spot for MVP because I think Damian Lillard's dropped off a little bit with the return of CJ McCollum.
Yeah, he doesn't need to
Which is fine.
stress
Yep.
out for 50 minutes.
But I want to say my player of the month is De'Aaron Fox.
He has been killing it.
Insane run this entire month.
I also want to talk to you about Rookie of the Year in a little bit.
Yes, all right, we'll do that next.
But yeah, Jokic. He's the front runner for MVP. He's having his best season so far. He's the only reason we're winning games currently.
Yes, I agree.
Like, we used to be an offensive team. We got made fun of for our defense. Then our defense got really good. And now it's awful again. And he's the reason we're able to win games.
Insane. It's so insane.
He's so talented.
And it feels like this year he's finally getting that recognition he deserves. He's always been like, one of the best big men, or you follow with one of the best passing big men. He's just the best big man right now.
so good. He's
Like,
so
especially
talented.
with Embiid out,
Yeah.
there's not anyone close in that
not even,
position.
there's the two best centers in the league, and it's like a far margin. And Gobert's third, but like because his offense isn't great, it's a far low.
Not there, yeah. He's insane. So I would like people to either vote for Jokic, but De'Aaron Fox, he has single-handedly...
No, has a 2-man game in Sacramento.
No, there's not.
2-man game.
Are you going to say Halliburton?
Yeah,
Halliburton is my rookie of the year right now, but
so good.
he's not doing what De'Aaron's doing.
De'Aaron Fox is playing.
He's
really fucking
playing...
well.
Halliburton's playing that quickly role, just better than quickly.
It feels like De'Aaron Fox needed a bit of backup support,
Oh, everyone does, yeah.
and no, like to achieve to unlock his skill set more and more, and he didn't have it in years prior at Sacramento.
No, and I don't see it working with Buddy Hield.
No.
Halliburton just seems to fit.
God, Halliburton's so
So
polished.
good. We'll talk about
He's
Halliburton.
yeah.
But De'Aaron Fox, single-handedly, in my opinion, has pushed this Sacramento team to potentially play in a play-in tournament, which is insane. I didn't think they would actually get that close, but they've been winning game after game. De'Aaron Fox is averaging around, I think, just under, like, a fraction under 30 points throughout the month. I think it was like 7 assists or something. An insane efficiency, by the way. Hitting a good clip from 3, which is not usually known for.
Yeah.
It's
He's
insane.
like an
And
average shooter at best.
yeah, and I wanted to just talk about De'Aaron. We had him compared with John Morant. John Morant came in a year after, right?
2 years after.
2 years after. And De'Aaron Fox kind of teetered it off last year.
Yeah.
Wasn't as good as his rookie year or whatever. But then he just kind of... It felt like things just started clicking for De'Aaron. And I don't feel Luke Walton works. De'Aaron Fox is definitely a full court player at heart. Luke Walton runs a half court offense.
Yeah.
And that is going to take some adjustment.
It's clashing, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like he's starting to get it to work. And some of the team is all right. I just don't like the internal drama.
Yeah, it
that's
feels
going on.
like a lot of the internal drama from last year really hindered it. Getting a brand new coach, his style doesn't match. Obviously, all the stuff at the head office with Buddy Hield. Feels like you couldn't focus on just playing, which is the best situation for players where if you don't have to worry about head office, you don't have to worry about anything. You just go in and play.
Yep.
He's played so well. He was playing well all season. He was having a good season.
Yeah, yeah.
And this past month, he's really just took off.
It's just good. I just wanted to touch on it. He deserves some praise. He deserves more people looking at his game.
Yeah.
Because what he's doing, I didn't anticipate him to do this early on, especially considering the struggles he had early in his career with the shooting and whatnot, because he's become a shooter now.
Yeah.
Same thing with Lonzo as well. He's been another surprise this year.
40% we'll talk about Lonzo right now. Lonzo, one of our boys.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
We've liked him for a while. I liked him in his second year. You liked him from his rookie year. Obviously, he was a Lakers guy.
Yep.
Defense, great passing, the ability to drive, 6'6" point guard. Yeah, he struggled. It looked like he was always passing out when he was kicking it. He was never looked like he was going to score at the basket.
Never looked confident.
Yeah. His shooting form was weird. It was awful.
Yeah.
He was like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Reminded me more of Kevin Martin for Sacramento back in the day.
Just a little bit.
That slingshot
somewhere between those two.
Fusing
if their
together.
Forms had a baby. Yeah, that's it.
Lonzo.
It's changed, and you could see right at the end of every off season, you'd see him shooting, and his form's better.
Yeah,
and then start of the season, his form's good, but towards the middle of the season,
would regress.
It regressed back to what it was, and it's a tough thing to change your form. You can look at LeBron's rookie and early years; his form was up here. Right, he was holding it real high, and you can see he slowly changed it over time, but it took years.
Yeah, LeBron's shot used to be ugly,
real
bad. Reminded me of looked like Pacquiao. If you've seen a photo of Pacquiao shooting,
where it's a catapult, right? It's
Trebuchet
a fucking catapult
for the three,
and that's how LeBron used to shoot.
Yeah,
and now he's got a lot better form, but it took a long time. Same with free throws.
Something that people don't realize is fans will be like, just change his form. It'll take a year. A lot of these professional players start while they're children. Before they're 10, they start playing basketball. They have that same form throughout their entire childhood and their teen years.
Millions of shots.
Yep, millions and millions of shots.
You got to change that muscle memory.
Yep, it's so hard to change muscle memory.
So difficult.
So it's
like saying wake up tomorrow and be left-handed, or wake up and be right-handed.
That's exactly what that is. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
It's like,
but that's why I'm surprised he was able to fix this quickly, because he was an atrocious,
really bad shooter.
Decent in college, UCLA, but never really got it going. But and now he's phenomenal. His phenomenal shooter.
Form's looking a lot better. It's still got a weird hitch to it, but I'm fine with it. That's just Lonzo's form at this point.
Yeah.
Shooting well from three. He's passing well. He's setting screens well. He's playing defense well. He was on the trade block. Then he started playing amazingly.
Did you see what one of his I think his camp came out with a statement towards New Orleans? So for those that don't know, he's basically come out and said New Orleans isn't in his future.
Yeah.
So he wants to play elsewhere. I think New York was on the list and somewhere else. I can't remember.
So he said, I like the team. I like playing for this team. I could play for this team for the future, but I don't want to live in this city.
Yep. Doesn't like the city.
Yeah. Which is a weird thing for your camp to say mid-season.
Yes.
So he's not in the trade block anymore. So he'll be a free agent this season?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. Restricted.
Restricted. Yep. It was New York, Miami.
That's it, yep.
And he could fit into either of those. New York would adore him right now.
Him and Julius back together?
Well, just having a playmaker on the team.
Yes. They haven't... You look at New York's rosters throughout the last 5 years, they have not had a point guard. Ntilikina doesn't count. As much as I love him, he doesn't count.
Yeah, they need a playmaker.
They need a playmaker.
They're like bottom 5 in assists in the league.
They're horrible. Because Julius just ISOs. RJ just ISOs. It's just all ISOs on that team. They don't have playmakers. Yeah. So I would love Alonzo with the gritty defense with Thibodeau.
Yeah.
And a playmaker, someone that can actually shoot, hopefully next year as well.
Tibbs and Londo would be a good combo.
They'd love it.
Yeah.
I would love to see him there. He'd also fit Miami perfectly. Like you said, both teams would be great fits. Defense, shooting, passing, team ball.
He's a guy where he got picked second, and he probably shouldn't have been picked second in the draft.
Yeah.
He got taken high partially because of fame, partially because of front office decisions at LA.
Oh, his dad's a marketing genius.
Genius.
The issue with why we took him second, whilst I'm glad we did, it's Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I
didn't want to say Magic. I said front office issues.
Yeah,
but
no, Magic Johnson is not a good
basketball president.
But
Not
he feels like a 10 to 15 draft guy
Yeah.
who needed more time to learn and adapt. But he was thrust into that second spot and thrust into the limelight. He was like, I knew he was going to be a bit of a slower riser, but he's hitting his strides and hitting his potential the way I thought.
It's interesting when you compare him. Let's talk about Halliburton.
Yeah.
Okay, he's been phenomenal for Sacramento. He's playing like Emmanuel quickly, just guys which have come in.
Oh, he's better.
Yeah, I think he's better than Quickly. Absolutely. And he's just so polished. Kind of reminds me of Tatum when he first came in the league. Just very, very polished for a rookie. But it's obviously, there'll be people say that he's better than Lonzo right now. But I think they're just so hard to compare. If you're a team like New York, you don't want a Halliburton.
No, you want
a
Lonzo.
Lonzo.
Yeah.
But then a lot of other teams would love a Halliburton.
Yeah.
And I think
Halliburton does all the stuff that doesn't show up on a stat sheet as well.
Yes, yeah. Watching him play is so fun.
He's so good. And I didn't have him in my top 5 or top 10 draft. He fell lower for me. But I remember the closer it came to draft time, the more I heard stories. There was one where he said, I don't want to play for these teams. I want to play for Sacramento.
Oh, was that kid?
That was him.
Okay, yeah, because I remember hearing that and instantly thinking, who the heck wants to play for Sacramento specifically?
Tyrese Halliburton.
And he's loving it. He's killing it.
He's killing it. So
yeah.
I didn't have him top 10 in my draft. And that's on me,
Yeah.
right? He slipped out. And then I hear these stories getting closer and closer to draft time. And it's like, wow, this guy's really good.
Yep.
And then you watch him play and like, wow, this guy's really, really, good. So polished. Like he looks like a vet. He looks like he's been in the league for
If
years.
you're a Sacramento fan, De'Aaron is obviously having his best year of his career, seems to be enjoying his role so far at Sacramento. Halliburton wants to play for Sacramento and he's become a really, really good player so far with room to grow, I think. That's a really good sign to get 2 really good offensive pieces and guys which can do more than just score.
Yeah, they're flexible.
Yes,
Right.
that's insane. I'd be really excited about that.
Exactly. Like Sacramento have had, you're excited about Bagley and then you see Bagley, right? It's up and down.
Oh,
You're excited about Buddy Hield, then there's the up and downs of Buddy Hield.
Yes, that's the thing. Like Bagley, his up and downs is his body.
Yeah.
And then Buddy Hield, it's his personality.
Also Bagley, there's some other stuff in his skill set that's not ideal.
He's not polished. I still think he's pretty raw.
He is
But when,
very, very raw.
When he is played to his strengths, he is very, very good.
Yeah.
But then you've got to obviously tailor the team a little bit for that. I don't know if Luke Walton's the coach for that.
But there is 2 shining lights that you can look at and say, I'm really excited going forward.
Yep.
And it's what I felt about Denver a couple of years ago with Jamal Murray and Jokic. Like there is 2 shining lights.
Yep.
One is obviously shining brighter than the other, but like there was 2 shining brights where I'm like, okay, for the next couple years, I'm excited to develop these guys. I'm excited to see where we go. And that's a good thing for any team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How do you feel about having 3 now with Aaron Gordon?
Okay, we'll touch on Aaron Gordon. So we talked about it last week, but Aaron Gordon is now part of the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, that was Woj confirmed.
That was Woj confirmed, not just Tyler
Not
confirmed.
Tyler confirmed.
He's played 2 games for us. Yeah. He's done all right.
What, 13 points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's done Aaron Gordon stuff.
Pretty Aaron Gordon, yeah.
We're not running plays around him. He's just cutting.
But did get a Marge Simpson lob.
He
Kinda.
did.
Yeah,
He did.
like that was beautiful.
I mentioned that
Beautiful.
last week. That's all I want him to get is like good cuts, Marge Simpson lobs, then he can play defense.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what he's doing.
Yep, that's it. He's moving a bit better off ball because now he actually has passes he
And
can
there's
play with, which
passes,
is good.
there's good spacing.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything crazy. I think he's still adjusting.
Again, this is 2 games.
Yeah, I know.
I think like
Still
going
got
into
tons
next season will be where we can try and unlock him more. Right now, it's just making sure he fits into what we have. But going into next year, we can try and unlock him more.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, no, I'm not excited.
Optimistic.
I'm optimistic.
Mildly optimistic.
It's a much better fit for him than it is Orlando.
Absolutely.
Did you see the potentially bad news which came out this week for Utah?
For you?
About the plane?
The birds?
Yeah, the birds and the plane.
And it was really scary for the guys on board.
Yeah, so Donovan Mitchell missed last game. So what happened? The whole team was on a plane to a different game, and the plane hit some birds,
Hit a
which
flock of birds.
caused some major engine issues.
Did you see the plane afterwards?
No, I haven't seen
There's
the photos.
blood splattered on that
gross.
plane. It's bad, but like, how many birds did they hit to
no
cause that much
shit.
damage? You know what I mean?
It did have to make an emergency landing. I remember reading a comment from, I think it was Mike Conley, saying this was extremely scary. No one knew what was going on, especially with emergency landing and whatnot. Donovan Mitchell, I think it was today, 6 hours ago, came out with a comment. He says, I immediately got scared as shit because I hate flying in general. So Donovan Mitchell already has a fear of flying, which I didn't know. And it didn't sound good. I immediately texted my mum, my sister, my dad, just kind of saying, like, this could be it. I can't imagine what it must be having a fear of flying and then hitting birds, the engine having issues and having to do that.
It's really rough. And did you see the press comments with Jordan Clarkson?
No.
He's like, yeah, like I was with the guys and we thought, oh, this is a hit.
Yeah.
Like that.
Scary.
Yeah.
A whole team. I understand, like, Don, if you're listening, Don, like,
on the off chance, Mr. Mitchell,
take as much time as you need, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't rush it back. You're comfortably in the first seed right now. Even disregarding that, that's a scary situation. I'm surprised all the players are there playing.
Get your mental health sorted.
Yeah,
your mental health is as important as your physical health.
Absolutely. Do you remember Royce White?
Yes.
First round draft pick, but
I don't know how.
Couldn't stay in the league because of fear of flying.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. So, fingers crossed, Don doesn't develop a bigger fear of flying.
Exactly. Like, that's a killer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can be the best player in the world, but if you can't get to the game...
Yeah, like that's it. You're not the best player in the world at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that, no slander to Don. I'm just...
No, yeah.
It's something I hope doesn't happen.
It's another obstacle he has to figure out.
Yeah, which I assume he would have, thought about this previous to joining the NBA, right? It's like, I'm going to be catching lots of planes.
Yes, but it's not something like you get over just the plane, but then that's going to go in his brain, his memory every time he boards.
This incident
is
just gonna bring everything back up.
Yeah,
and I feel bad for him.
I like he's a smart guy. He's a tough guy.
I love Don. He's such a good dude.
So yeah, that's unfortunate. It was wild when I heard about it because I saw a statement come out from someone and it was like, it was one of the reporters like Donovan Mitchell was not in today's game due to personal reasons. I'm like, what happened? And then I heard something about a plane incident, and then I learned he was afraid of planes, and that incident happened. I was like, oh my god,
that's wrong.
That's horrible.
Speaking of personal reasons or sick, did you see? It was a little funny post. It was like last Friday or something. Jason Tatum posted a photo of his food, and it was like barbecue chicken, some chips, some roast potatoes. Then he was out the next game because he was sick.
No, Tatum, no.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
It's just said like Jason Tatum out sick. It's like last night he posted a photo of this big meal.
It's real.
I went out and got KFC with Adam recently. This was probably, 10 o'clock or something like that. And so we went to get KFC.
Hopefully 10 p.m. and not 10 a.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah, like, don't want you to go to KFC at 10 a.m.
He was bored. He texted me. He was like, you want to get some snacky snack? So we went to get KFC. And he was telling me about this story where, like, when you really got to go. Number two, you really got to go, and it feels like you're about to die. Mm-hmm. We were talking about that situation. I had it once, and I had to stop at, like, a McDonald's in the middle of nowhere because I just really needed to go.
You just needed to go.
Yeah. So we're talking about that, and then the next morning I got to work after eating all that KFC last night, and I was like, I'm going to die. I felt like everything was just going to come out.
Yeah.
And... it's a small office, there's only one bathroom, and that was occupied. So I literally went up to my colleagues, like, I'm going home. And so I came home. That was horrible. So I feel you, Tatum. Shit like that really messes with your body. So no more KFC.
He may have gotten food poisoning or something. Like, it may not have been that, but like, it's just funny. He posted a photo of his meal and he's out the next day.
That's funny. It reminds me of stuff that Embiid would do.
Yeah.
As well. I miss Embiid's weird stories.
I miss Embiid. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Do you want to know something which is quite surprising, which I read yesterday? Do you know who's back in the league?
Ooh, no clue.
His name starts with I.
Iverson.
Isaiah Thomas.
Huh?
10-day contract.
To who?
With New Orleans. Isaiah Thomas is back.
I thought you were about to say Bill Russell made a comeback.
No.
He did that on Twitter.
Yeah, he did. April Fools. I forgot it was April Fools. I know on the Lakers subreddit, every post was about ABBA, and I was really confused until I realized it was April 1st.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. But Isaiah Thomas is back. He's going to make zero impact, unfortunately. I love Isaiah Thomas. But that's...
Once he lost his athleticism, For a guy who's like 5'9", that was really rough.
Really rough. Didn't we talk about it the other day? Maybe it was off the pod.
No, it was on the pod. How good guys who are under 6 foot are.
Oh, like, because we were talking about Scalabrine.
Oh yeah, the Scout.
Yeah, and then like Scal's good, and then you got to think about how good a 5'9" guy would be to have a
Scal's
fucking career in the
6'9".
NBA. It's wild.
Yeah, like
to
JJ
me.
Barea was in the league for like 10 plus years.
I don't ever want to see slander to these little guys.
Nah. JJ Barea will cook you.
Oh,
He'll cook
absolutely.
any of us in a fucking heartbeat.
He's gonna have a walking cane, and that boy will still cook.
Yeah.
That's that boy JJ down the street. That's
Yeah.
what he's gonna be.
But I still think I can tear up Bill Russell right now in a basketball court.
I'm gonna just stay in the corner and say no.
I can beat Bill Russell right now. Right now, Bill Russell. Not any time younger, but right now, Bill Russell.
Yeah. But this week's had some weird stuff because there was, obviously Isaiah Thomas is now a Pelican, which is weird for 10
that
days.
might have been a 10-day contract. That might have been an April Fool's.
Oh, no, this came out, when did this come out? 5 hours ago.
Okay.
By Shams.
Okay, sure.
So that's legit, unless Sham's playing me for a fool. I don't know.
The biggest April Fool's 2 days later.
But then there were like 2 weird plays this week as well, which feels like an April Fool's joke, but it wasn't. Was the one, I don't think I told you about it. It was Jordan Poole, shot clock was winding down, threw it behind him to Draymond Green at the half court line.
And Draymond.
And
drained
Logo
it.
Draymond hit it.
Yeah.
It was wild. And then there was the play. This is probably my favorite play ever. Is there's a jump ball or something. It's Celtics versus some other team, okay? Pacers, I think it was. And it was 0.3 seconds left on the Pacers shot clock. And it was a jump ball. And Boston win the tip. So it goes to Marcus Smart. So they get a full 24. He's not thinking. He thinks he has 0.3.
He just threw it.
So from full court,
He just
he
heaved it.
yeets it. And Kemba's just like, what the fuck? That's my favorite play of all time. Like, just knowing you have a full 24 seconds
And
just yeets it.
What was that? Was it a DeMarcus Cousins? No, it was Tristan Thompson when he was on the Cavs.
Yeah.
Where he got the inbound. Do you remember it?
No, what was this play?
And he's like dribbling up the court. They're doing a full court press for some reason. He dribbles, stumbles, and just yeets it.
JaVale's done that same damn thing. JaVale's run. I've seen him. This was when he was with Washington. He'd be dribbling the fast break, go to oop it, and it goes over the backboard because he tripped.
Part of me wants to get you to edit in that Tristan Thompson clip and just put it like picture in picture.
I could do it. If I can find the image, I'll do it.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, has there been any other news this week? Because it's been kind of
Russell
slow.
Westbrook.
What?
Russell Westbrook.
Oh, he's...
You know what? I feel disrespectful.
Yeah.
We were talking about player of the month. I should have him in that top 3.
Yeah.
He has been absurd, and it's because he cut the hair.
Yeah, he's back to Buzz Cut Russ. Yeah,
is the best Russ.
Yep.
And that dunk he had as well. Who was that over? I can't remember.
Bismack Biyombo.
Yes, off Biombo. And Biombo just dapped him up afterwards. Like, that's a good play. I assume in his accent, which I love. Yeah. But insane. Westbrook, I will never tolerate small man slander as a small man myself.
Westbrook slander?
And Westbrook slander. I will never accept it. Westbrook is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, not even close.
One of the best point guards we've ever seen.
Easy.
One of the best passers, rebounders, and scorers as a point guard, period.
Yeah.
I'll never tolerate it.
This Washington could lose the play-in. They might make it, and then they might lose it. Who knows? Like, the East and the West are so close like that in their own regard.
Yeah.
Where if they make a play-in tournament, I want to see that from Russ. I want to see what Russ and Bradley Beal can do. Rui Hachimura has been good as well. He just came off like a 30-point game and then a 20-point game
Did
before
he
that.
call Russ Senpai?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so wholesome yet weird.
It is weird.
Oh.
Because everyone else is like, what the fuck does that mean? But like under Russ's teachings, under his like tutelage, he's been doing really well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. I love Rui.
Like we brought it up a couple of weeks ago. One of the coolest videos to see was when Rui went for a drive, got it swatted away, like knocked out of his hands when he went to pull up. And then immediately Russ took him to the sideline. He was like, this is what you use more of your body. You know, move more to the left and
Use the
and
wagon.
then you'll get the foul.
Yeah.
And he did it As soon as
Same
he told
game.
him, did it.
A couple of plays later,
Yep.
went down, did it.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And that's the coolest thing. So Rui's taking it in. That's one of the coolest things you love to see. And it's so cool to see Russell Westbrook so far playing at his peak the past couple of weeks.
Playing amazingly.
And teaching the young guys.
Yep.
Like, I love Russ. Never,
So
ever
good.
will I
So,
get
so
any Russ slander. Ever.
No, none more, no more.
Love it. But yeah, the West has been absolutely crazy. I want to see KD back.
Yeah.
It feels weird not seeing him. Do you think he's gonna come playoff time? Mm-hmm. He'll be back for the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Do you think there's going to be any issues with this team
No.
with KD back and then having?
In terms of like shots?
Oh, they're going to get shots.
No, but like who gets what shots?
No.
Like what are you referring to?
I don't know. This team feels so heavy on the front end. And I guess they are getting new guys on the back end, like LaMarcus Aldridge, Blake Griffin, and whatnot. I don't know. It's just they've played most of their games without KD.
They'll be fine.
Yeah,
He's too good. You could slot him in at any point.
I was having a conversation with Adam over KFC. So it was you're not going to agree. It's not me making a stance on KD. We do have to touch on his tweets though.
The Michael Rappaport thing.
Yeah, both are dickheads. But KD has this reoccurring thing, and it's not his fault. But it's hard for me to look at him as an all-time great, and I mean this sincerely. I can't look at him as an all-time great when the only time he's had success is when he's played with the best teams we've ever seen in the history.
Yeah.
And like that's no knock on him.
No, that's how it is.
Like it's hard. Like you play on the best team previous in Golden State, and then you play on the new best offense we've ever seen in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to look at him.
He had success in OKC, but that was when they had their best players.
Yeah, but that was they're poised to win a championship this year.
Yeah.
Like it's insane what this Brooklyn team are doing, and they didn't have.
No, like I agree with you. It not tarnishes his legacy, but
It just makes me look at it weird.
think
I won't remember it in
I
20
think
years.
it depends on how he ends his career.
Yeah.
If he ends it on like a worse team, but like makes them so much better,
Yeah,
then you can but his status holds up. But he hasn't, like in Golden State, he hasn't needed to be that 32 points per game scorer.
we've never really seen him carry in the traditional sense.
Not since his MVP year.
Even then, like they only had success when the team was good.
Oh, in terms of like a one man thing. But
Yeah.
how many players
Well,
can do that?
No, it doesn't have to do it all the way, but like it's been so long.
Yeah.
None of the Golden State years meant anything.
Yeah.
So far, Brooklyn doesn't mean anything right now.
Well, it still means something, but it doesn't mean as much.
It doesn't mean as like when I watch a Charles Barkley, it's like that dude is scary. That dude can lead a team. When I look at KD, it's hard. It's
because he hasn't
foggy.
needed to.
Because it's the furthest thing from needed to
Yeah,
that I've
yeah.
seen ever, honestly. And that was just a weird thing to think about because I was excited for KD in Brooklyn. And even with Kyrie, that's fine. It was the year of the duos at the time.
Yeah.
And then now it's
year of
they're,
the
they're not
six.
stopping. It's steamrolling with
Yeah.
Brooklyn. They're getting everyone.
Look, I can understand, and part of me agrees.
just-
I think it depends on how the tail end of his career goes and what path he chooses.
It seems like he once again needs a redeeming arc, which is weird to think about because that's what
Yeah.
Brooklyn was.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying he needs to. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
when you look at the narrative of his career, because that's
Yeah, yeah,
important
yeah.
to some people, it's kind of like, oh, you need one now. Again,
Yeah. This is the third act. This is his
not it.
redemption.
Yeah. Despite him signing
This
with
is
this
his
team.
my mother never made me sandwiches.
Best line in TV history.
Best line in TV
TV history.
web show history.
Web show history, yeah. But the last thing I want to touch on potentially is KD related. The Michael Rappaport, how do you
Yeah.
pronounce his surname?
Yeah.
Those messages, those DMs, I feel so weirded out by it. So Michael Rappaport is a dickhead.
He's a dickhead comedian. Yeah.
He loves causing and stirring shit. And
Yeah.
He's very
Him and
opinionated.
Katie are good friends.
Yeah, good friends. And Katie did say that, we've said worse stuff to each other, which I believe. Rappaport's that kind of guy and Katie's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I can believe it. But some of it was weird seeing Rappaport have like a few word responses to the DMs and just calling him a goofball. Like just the lamest dad responses.
Yeah.
And KD looked like that crazy 17-year-old ex-girlfriend, which you can't truly break up with because they're always in your DMs.
Yeah.
It was just message after message after message.
Well, did you see Rappaport said after he deleted his messages he sent in between?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he came out and said, yeah, I deleted all the ones to make Katie look worse.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that's why I didn't think it was news, because all the ones where Katie was just going off, there was a Rappaport message in between those. He just deleted it and then posted the screenshots.
See,
he got you. He got you.
You know what's frustrating
What?
in that situation? I don't feel Katie should have been fined then.
He got fined?
$50,000.
Fuck off.
I'm angry about that now. This is the first time I've sided with KD. Because I
didn't know he got fined. That's bullshit.
50K.
That's a private conversation between him and a friend that has been altered.
Yeah. Oh, that's so frustrating. Because I'm like, I thought that was real childish of KD. But then for Michael Rappaport to post that on his Instagram, I believe it was, with his deleted messages to make KD look so bad, they must be fucking inseparable as friends.
Apparently they are.
To get your best friend fined $50K and laugh about it and get all the fans to slander him.
KD 50K is a fucking penny. That man's getting ridiculous.
That is now. This went from me feeling weird about it to this is a friendship I'll never understand.
I'll never understand.
Because I would never do that to you.
No. Even if it was $5.
No. I can't cost this man $5. It's investment money.
Like he deleted all of his messages to make Katie look worse.
Oh,
he admitted it on Twitter later on.
That bit's kind of funny.
It is
funny.
That
bit's kind of funny.
It's funny.
But, oh my gosh, what a weird friendship.
Right?
I'm just blown. All right, well, that's... I don't know what to say.
Well, that's what we'll end it on. If you've made it through this far, thank you very, very much. Bit of a shorter episode today. It's been a bit of a slower week for both of us, especially basketball-wise.
I don't ever want to be friends with Michael.
Michael Rappaport specifically, not just any Michael.
No.
He hates all Michaels. If your name is Michael, Josh hates you. If you've made it this far, thank you very much.
Yep.
We are on Spotify, Apple Pod, Google Pod, Anchor, Breaker, YouTube. His project's coming along slowly.
Very slowly.
Very slowly.
I've done the audio. It was meant to go for 8 minutes, 10 minutes.
And how long did it go for, Josh?
35 minutes.
35 minutes.
That's
And I told him, hey man, you should probably edit that down. He's like, I did.
I did. Every
time your first project is 35 minutes long and you need so much video footage.
Yeah, I need quite a bit. Every time I'm just chilling on the couch, something will pop into my mind. I'm like, I should add that in. And then I realize, no, I shouldn't.
That's fucking feature creep.
What?
We'll talk about
that. No, okay.
Yeah,
I think
just like, I should add that in. I should add that in. And just
so I've cut myself like, no, I've got enough.
So that'll come along. It's going to be more than a month. Because it's been 2 weeks since I said that, and he says it's going to be 30 minutes. So it's going to be, playoff time.
Playoff special.
Playoff time. Playoff special. Josh's fucking video thing.
Can you imagine if it doesn't come out by then?
It'll be the Half-Life 3 of the low block.
Call me Valve, baby.
Okay,
Jesus,
Gabe.
that shit's never coming out.
No,
it'll come out. It's just going to take me longer than I thought. I didn't think I wrote, it was just under 7,000 words worth of content. So
I always remember the Futurama quote. I don't even like Futurama that much. When they had to reenact, like essentially do like an Ally McBeal scene.
No, I don't remember.
And Fry's like, it took me an hour to write. I thought it would take me an hour to read.
To be fair, no, that's exactly what that was. Because I wrote that 7,000 words in 2 days.
You think we had 2 days to record?
No, but I was like, I'm writing this so quickly, this is going to be a breeze to record. But no, it wasn't. It was a pain in the ass to record.
That'll be on the YouTube page in 3 months.
Look, give me a couple months.
3 months.
By playoff time.
By playoff time.
That's
Charles
a hard Barkley
deadline.
Guaranteed.
Thank you very much. Like us, rate us, subscribe, tell your friends about us. It's the favorite part of our week every week. If you told your friends, they could tell their friends, and everyone can listen to us.
And be friends while you do it.
Exactly.
Yep.
Friends.
That's what we want. That's what we are. Just not Michael Rappaport. Stay away from Michaels.
Stay away from
Can't
Michael
trust him.
Rappaport
He'll get you fined
and Michael
50K.
Clark Duncan. And
What's wrong with Michael Clark Duncan?
you said Michaels.
If they're going to get you fined 50K.
He might.
He might.
From the grave.
From the grave.
Sorry.
You dig up his grave, that'll get you fined. Stay away from the Michaels, ladies and gentlemen.
Goodbye. I love you.